Beneath the haze of a Florida wildfire, a flawless metallic sphere turned up, polished, cold, and seamless, as if manufactured somewhere far from Earth. For half a century, its trail went cold, but in 2025, Oblazar uncovered a declassified Cold War document describing an object that matched it exactly. Same size, same internal rhythm, same pulsing cycle. If his interpretation is correct, the Betz sphere was never extraterrestrial. It was human technology, and that possibility is far more unsettling. The fire in the silver sphere, the Betz family found the object on Fort George Island outside Jacksonville, Florida. After a brush fire burned part of their land, Antoine and Jerry Betz, along with their son Terry, inspected the damaged area. Among the ash lay a metal ball about 8 inches wide, heavier than expected and marked faintly with a tiny triangular symbol. It had no seams, bolts, or openings, nothing resembling conventional machinery. Believing it might be old equipment or debris from a ship, they carried it home, puzzled by its weight and precision. The family set it near a window in their stone mansion, nicknamed the Castle, and soon began noticing oddities. The sphere occasionally vibrated, sometimes emitting a soft mechanical ringing. Sunlight heated it rapidly, yet it remained warm indoors long after being moved. None of these qualities fit the behavior of ordinary metal. Initial curiosity shifted to concern when physical experiments produced stranger results. Rolled across the floor, the sphere slowed, halted, veered in new directions, and often returned to whoever pushed it. On a glass table, it refused to roll off the edge, and at times appeared to travel against slight inclines. Witnesses likened its movements to a device responding to its surroundings. The object changed behavior depending on heat, light, and sound. Measurements later detected a repeating internal pulse, one beat every 47 seconds. At the time, it meant nothing. Years later, it would resemble classified Navy research on acoustic resonance spheres used in experimental navigation systems, the note that stirred the metal. The first reliably documented anomaly occurred when Terry Betz and a friend played guitar near the object. Certain notes made the sphere tremble. Low frequencies caused a deep hum and higher pitches made it ring. When the music stopped, the vibration stopped. Tests confirmed that the reactions corresponded to specific frequencies, as if the sphere converted sound energy into motion. It also displayed weak magnetic attraction, which strengthened slightly after it had been in motion. Combined with its heat retention and sound sensitivity, the sphere behaved unlike anything available in civilian technology of the era. The Betz family guessed it might be powered by sunlight, given how it reacted to warmth and illumination, yet no seams or power source could be found. It remained entirely sealed. Once local journalists observed the sphere firsthand, the story exploded. A reporter from the Jacksonville Journal described watching the object roll by itself and alter direction without assistance. What was once a private curiosity became an international sensation. Scientists, collectors, and government agencies flooded the family with requests, and before long, the U.S. Navy became involved. Voices in the Castle. After the first news articles circulated, the Betz home turned into a magnet for reporters, photographers, and investigators. Phone calls arrived constantly. Letters poured in with theories ranging from meteorite to satellite fragment to alien artifact. None explained the documented behavior. Visitors described eerie scenes inside the stone-walled home. When sunlight hit the sphere, a low vibration filled the rooms. Rolled across the floor, it sometimes moved as though guided by intention. Antoinette Betz remarked that it felt alive, while Terry compared its movement to a creature reacting to attention. Whether emotional interpretation or physical reality, the impressions were powerful. Under Navy scrutiny in April 1974, the Navy transported the sphere to Mayport Naval Station. Engineers ran spectrographic scans, X-rays, and structural assessments. They determined the sphere was made from 431 stainless steel, an especially durable alloy used in marine and aerospace engineering. It weighed roughly 22 pounds and measured just over 8 inches across. No openings or seams appeared, and early X-rays revealed almost nothing internally. Its density was too great for the available equipment. Magnetic tests showed unusual patterns, 4 irregular magnetic poles rather than the standard north-south configuration. Some speculated that this might explain its erratic rolling behavior. The object showed no signs of radiation, explosives, or conventional electronics. When struck, it rang with a resonant tone that lingered longer than expected. Publicly, the Navy dismissed rumors of extraterrestrial origins. Privately, they left portions of their own report unresolved, noting that more powerful imaging might reveal additional internal structure. Whether such follow-up tests occurred remains unknown. Returned to the family, the sphere behaved exactly as before, responding to music, heat, and movement. Instead of solving the puzzle, the Navy's involvement deepened the mystery. The researcher who left no trace. Once the Navy stepped back, independent scientists came forward. One was nuclear physicist, Dr. Carl Willis, said to be associated with an organization called the Omega-1 Institute in New Mexico. He performed several examinations at the Betz home, density measurements, magnetic mapping, and tests under ultraviolet light. According to later accounts, Willis grew visibly disturbed by the results. He reportedly told the family the energy readings made no sense for any known metal and advised them to be cautious. Soon afterward, he vanished from public record. Attempts to locate the Omega-1 Institute turned up nothing. No address, no directory, no proof it existed at all. Whether the Omega-1 Institute ever existed under that name remains unresolved, and to this day, no verifiable record of Dr. Willis's credentials has ever surfaced. His disappearance marked the moment the Betz family began to feel that their discovery might be part of something much larger than a strange household curiosity. They reported seeing unfamiliar cars parked near their property and experiencing odd bursts of radio static on their home phones. None of this was formally confirmed, but the sense of being monitored became a permanent element of the story. What was documented is that the sphere's activity grew stronger around this time. The Betz family described more forceful vibrations, louder hums, and the reappearance of that faint 47-second pulse, so subtle that it required precision audio equipment to detect, element 140. The next major analysis came from Dr. James Albert Hardin, a mechanical engineering professor from Louisiana, who had followed the case through the media. Hardin approached the family cautiously, promising a detailed materials assessment. His conclusions, if valid, remain some of the most explosive claims ever made about the object. Using X-ray density estimates and magnetic field modeling, Hardin proposed that the sphere's outer shell was made up of layered stainless steel with different densities, encasing an internal cavity roughly the size of a small fruit. Within that hollow center, he said, were 3 miniature metal spheres connected by delicate filaments, an arrangement that could not be manufactured with any known technique without leaving seams or openings. Hardin didn't stop there. He claimed the material inside appeared to have an atomic number near 140, far beyond the heaviest confirmed element on the periodic table, which currently ends at atomic number 118. Anything past that exists only for milliseconds in accelerator experiments. If Hardin's figures were accurate, the sphere contained a synthetic or extraterrestrial substance unknown to modern chemistry. He also reported faint but persistent radiation coming from the core, far below harmful levels, but strong enough to suggest nuclear instability. None of his extraordinary claims were ever independently verified, and later attempts to duplicate his findings produced nothing similar. Still, his report changed the tone of the entire discussion. The sphere was no longer viewed as just an odd physical object. It had become a potential breakthrough artifact. Some scientists dismissed Hardin's conclusions as measurement error, but others were intrigued by the meticulous detail and the complete absence of visible manufacturing marks. Hardin speculated that the sphere might be a compact form of energy storage or part of an early anti-gravity containment system, pointing to similarities with classified aerospace concepts from the same era. The briefcase and the voices. By mid-1974, the Betz family's normal life had collapsed under the weight of public fascination. Newspapers nationwide printed photographs of the gleaming orb in their living room. Radio shows claimed the government had already seized interest in the object, while tabloids touted it as alien proof. In that atmosphere, visitors began appearing at the Betz home with unclear motives. Some identified themselves as researchers. Others offered no credentials. One night, 3 men arrived unannounced. They carried unmarked paperwork and a briefcase containing $750,000 in cash, worth several million today. Their offer was straightforward. Hand over the sphere immediately, ask no questions, and remain silent about the exchange. Jerry Betz refused, insisting the object belonged to the family and that they would not give it up until its nature was properly understood. The men warned that powerful groups were interested, then left without further conflict. The family never learned who they were. In the following weeks, the tone of outside contact grew more disturbing. Silent phone calls came late at night. Unidentified vehicles lingered near the driveway. Letters with official government seals arrived but lacked signatures. Whether these were coordinated attempts at intimidation or merely coincidences, the psychological toll on the family was real. They felt they had been pulled into forces far bigger than themselves. When pressure became overwhelming, an opportunity emerged. The National Enquirer offered to sponsor a public scientific evaluation in New Orleans. Hoping to legitimize the tabloid's reputation, the paper assembled a panel of respected scientists, including astronomer J. Allen Hynek of Project Blue Book. For the first time, the sphere would be examined before both experts and the press. Critical mass. The panel convened in New Orleans in late 1974. Early examinations matched the Navy's findings. The sphere was primarily stainless steel and likely industrial in origin. Physicists, metallurgists, and engineers ran a series of tests while cameras recorded the process. However, new scans detected inconsistencies inside the shell, an empty cavity with smaller metallic masses within. These readings revived speculation about its purpose. A debate soon broke out over whether the sphere should be drilled open. Dr. Hardin urgently advised against it, arguing that if the object truly contained unstable isotopes or materials with unknown atomic weight, even a small breach could trigger a dangerous reaction. He used the phrase critical mass, instantly shifting the mood from scientific curiosity to potential hazard. The panel postponed any invasive procedure until safety could be assured. In the midst of these deliberations, an unexpected phone call came through claiming that Antoine Betz had been injured at home. Terry rushed out to check, only to learn the message was false. When he returned to the building, security informed him that the sphere had been moved for additional testing. Over the next several days, he was denied access. When the family finally regained possession of the object, something had changed. The exterior looked identical, but its behavior was not. The familiar hum had vanished. Rolled across the floor, it moved like an ordinary metal ball. No vibration, no directional shifts. Magnetic readings showed nothing unusual. X-rays revealed a hollow shell, completely empty. Whatever had been inside, assuming anything had, was gone, the hollow twin. After the New Orleans event, the story disappeared from headlines. By late 1974, the Betz family withdrew from public life. The returned object stayed in their home, quiet and inert. Its once detectable 47-second pulse was gone. Its magnetic quirks were gone. It no longer reacted to light, sound, or heat. Over the next few years, renewed interest dwindled. Skeptics suggested that the sphere was simply a component from a 1950s industrial valve assembly with matching size and alloy composition. While this explanation fit the raw materials, it didn't match the behaviors witnessed by dozens of observers. The mystery settled into an ambiguous space, somewhere between explainable engineering and the unknown. Privately, the legend endured. In the mid-1980s, one researcher claimed to have found a similar sphere among astronomer J. Allen Hynek's belongings after his death, labeled only Florida Case, 1974. The account was never confirmed, and the object's location remains unknown. By the 2000s, the Betz family avoided interviews. Terry repeated his belief that the sphere returned to them after the Inquirer panel was not the original one. The weight was different, the magnetism was gone, the resonance had vanished. Eventually, the family locked it away in storage, where it reportedly remained untouched for decades. No official archive lists it today. The pulse beneath the silence. For nearly 50 years, the Betz sphere faded into obscurity, until a discovery reopened the case. In 2025, newly released Cold War military files revealed classified research into experimental sonic resonance spheres. These devices were meant to convert sound vibrations into kinetic movement for autonomous navigation. Each prototype emitted a calibration pulse, one pulse every 47 seconds. Exactly the rhythm the Betz family recorded in 1974. According to physicist Oblazar, who reviewed the documents, these prototypes were joint Navy-Air Force experiments related to classified propulsion studies. Several test units went missing during transport in the mid-1960s. Their specifications, size, weight, alloy, matched the Betz sphere precisely. If Lazar's interpretation is correct, the sphere may have been a lost piece of Cold War engineering, a self-propelling reconnaissance device powered by acoustic resonance rather than engines. The sphere's behaviors, its sensitivity to music, sunlight, and heat, align with characteristics noted in the recovered files. The documents also state that these
spheres could enter unstable states when exposed to excessive sound or electromagnetic energy, causing temporary shutdowns, which could explain why the Betz sphere died after its mysterious disappearance and return. If the connection is real, the implications are remarkable. The orb that captured worldwide attention in 1974 wasn't alien or mystical. It was a relic of a covert Cold War technology program, an early energy conversion system able to turn sound and motion into propulsion. And someone, realizing what it truly was, ensured that the original sphere vanished before the public ever learned the truth.